Okay, let's get started. Hello everyone. Good morning. Before we get started, yeah, before we get started, I wanted to check. I wanted to ask few questions because this would be a check from our previous session, what we discussed and what are we gonna discuss more, and what did we do after discussing here. So tell me what all we discussed. Let me start with the online folks and then we'll start with the offline folks. So Ronald, Srinivas, you were present in the previous session, right?
Yes, Amen. Yeah,
Yeah.
previous
So
session you walked us through the entire program in
mhm,
terms of what are we going to cover, from basics to creation of dashboard up until dashboards, right? And then you also gave us a brief in terms of for what are the different formulas, or what are the different what do you say? You walked us through the basics of Excel. Okay, started off, and then what are we going to cover in advanced Excel? So,
okay. Yes, that is what we discussed, and I see Srinivas also messaged about we were talking about the overview. From the offline folks, you same thing. So did you get a chance to go back home and download our course content and see what all we are teaching? Did you check? Okay. And you guys online, did you check? Or what is the course content? What all are topics we are want to discuss? All right. Oh, so yes, as you guys have mentioned, right, that we discussed all our course content, and a few things about Excel, what we do it in Excel, how do we use in our daily life, etc. So that is all about our demo. So let's start. Let's give a start of this particular course. First, we will go through understanding the Excel and then start with the basic Excel. So let me come here. So as we discussed on the other day that why do we need Excel and where all we use it? So as I have mentioned that we use uh, to get the data into information, and then we summarize everything together, analyze it, and get and show it through our interactive dashboards. So this is all where we use our Excel in, and this is all we are going to do and discuss in our session in this program. So about the Excel, since we discussed the stages of what we do it in Excel, what kind of work we do is storing the data. As I said earlier, that we need to get the data first. That is called storing the data. And then we perform some calculations, which is the second step. And then we finally analyze that particular data through our calculations. And to give you a history of how the Excel got started. So it's the spreadsheet. So before I come to the spreadsheet part, let me just show you how we open an Excel sheet for the new joiners, like who aren't aware of the Excel. So Excel, as I said, it's a Microsoft program. So if you see my screen, you have multiple ways to open an Excel sheet. First, you can just go to the start window here, and you can first basically you need to download the Microsoft Office in your system. So once you download the Microsoft Office, you can simply go on the start here with the help of the mouse or basically your Windows key, and then you can simply type Excel, and then you will be able to see an Excel icon. Click on that and then you'll be able to open an Excel sheet. So I have clicked on that and I was able to open an Excel sheet now. So this particular uh, Excel is called as Excel workbook. So the whole part, what you see on the system is called an Excel workbook. And each Excel workbook has sheet. So it starts with only one sheet, but you can add as many as sheets you can want. Now, what is a sheet? Sheet is nothing but a combination of multiple rows and columns. Now, this particular sheet, if you see, it has 1 lakh fourth 1 lakh 48, it's like 10 lakhs 48,576 columns, sorry, rows. And then it has a lot of rows until XFT. So this particular page is called a sheet, and we have multiple sheets where you can add multiple types of data. Now, each sheet, as I said, it has rows and columns. So what is a row? Row is basically your horizontal intersection, and rows are named by 1, 2, 3 in the numerical order. Whereas columns is your vertical intersection of the sheet, which is this, and it starts with A, B, C, D. It goes until Z, and then after Z, it will again start with A. I'll just show you. See, so after Z, again it starts with A, B, AC, AC, and then after A's, again after AZ, it will start with BA, BB, BC. Like that, it will go until XFT. So this is called rows and columns, and each intersection of a row and column is called cell. So basically, we discussed what is workbook. The whole thing is called workbook. What is sheets? Sheets can be also known as spreadsheets. Both are one and the same. So people will say sheet. Some people will address it as spreadsheet. It is one and the same. And then what we understood is what is rows. We understood what is columns. And then what we understood is what is called cell. Are we all clear till that? You're clear? Okay. Uh, so this is what the start of Excel is, how we use it. What are the things in the Excel? What are spreadsheets? What are workbooks? What is rows? What is columns? What is cell? Now, moving on. So what we discussed is what is a cell, which is intersection of a row and a column. And then what we discussed is worksheet. All the cells in one sheet is called either worksheet or spreadsheet. I will also mention here it as worksheet. Okay. And then we discussed is what is workbook. This workbook is also called as file, which I will mention it here. So Excel file. So if somebody says, can you give me the Excel file of this particular thing? Like suppose HR department. I want the Excel file of the HR department, or I want the Excel workbook of the HR department. Both is one and the same. Okay. So that is how we use the terminology in Excel. Now, let me go further in this. Now we had different versions of Excel. So the first time, the same way how we use WhatsApp now in today's generation, like we started on with just a messaging app, and then it started on sharing multimedia videos, and then today, earlier we used to write status only with with the sentences or something. Today we are writing in putting in part of a story, and then we are able to follow celebrities, many information things. So similarly, Excel also started on only just with storing the data and doing macros kind of thing, which is XLR 2003 version, and its extension. Now, do you know what is extension? So extension is nothing but, so when you save a Excel sheet, suppose I am sharing an Excel sheet. So when I save an Excel sheet, it will ask me what kind of sheet is this. So we need to tell the system what is the kind of sheet, and it will save in that type. So if you see, we have multiple option here as Excel workbook, macro enabled workbook, binary, Excel 2003. So these are all the different ways where we can share our save our Excel sheet, and that that saving part is denoted with the help of an extension at the end of the Excel workbook or file. So if I save, yeah, but then we have yeah, it is usually saved in XLSX, but we, based on different types of scenarios we go through, we will change the saving part. So it started all with, XLS, which was the first version where we can store data and macros, and then we also had a binary file format. So now when do you now that everyone is using the advanced version of Excel, but if there are people who are still in the 2003 version, and if they have not purchased or upgraded their system to the new version, we can save the file in XLS format, okay, so that the other people can open. But if you send something in an advanced version and they don't have that version, then the file will not open or either get corrupted. So earlier it used to had only uh, it used to share put only data and do a little of the functions, not all the formulas were used. But going forward in updated versions, we got formula usage and all those things. Excel SX. Now this Excel SX started after our 2003 version, and then it continued on till date. And this is the final extension which we use, Excel SX. In fact, when we used to have Word, MS Word, and MS PowerPoint, it used to get saved with DOC, like dot DOC, and then this used to be dot PPT when we save a Word and a PowerPoint presentation. But today, since everything is upgraded, now we are using DOCX. So everywhere there is an X in the end. That denotes that we are not using the older version anymore. So as I said, Excel workbook, that we are basically using it on a daily basis, Excel S6. It can store only data, but not macros. For macros, we have another extension. Now, so this Excel SX, after the upgradation of 2003 version, it it came up with multiple different functionalities. Like earlier, it used to be only data in certain calculations, but then we started getting usage of pivots, power queries, all those things extra got added. So there were some functions which we did not use earlier. Now we got those functions as well. So yeah, so if the extension, so usually you save it in Excel SX, but as I told you that there are multiple reasons why we use different types of Excel. It will not harm any if you change this to Excel S, it will work it in your system, but for the person who is not having that particular version, it will create a problem. Yeah, I will tell you. So Excel S6 is basically used now everywhere. Like most of everyone is using Excel SX. That's like a common thing. Now Excel SM, we use it when we have any macros enabled in the system. Now what is macros is, if you, one second. Yeah, no, we can change the version. Yes. Yeah. So here is a question where one of the professional asks when to use the Excel SM and when to use the Excel SX. So basically, whenever you're doing all the basic calculations, uh, like advanced until the advanced Excel part, you can use the Excel SX. But the moment you are starting with macros, the moment you are building any macros in the file, that is where you save this version as Excel SM, because Macros will work in that way, in that file only. So uh, and if you want to share this macros with someone, they can open in the same. So if you send the file in Excel SM workbook, the macros will be saved in your file. And when you share it, the opposite person, whomever you are sharing, the recipient, they can receive the file with the macro. But if you save this file as an Excel SX, they cannot see the macros and macros will not work. So that is where we use Excel SX and Excel SM. Only when macros are there, then you use Excel SX, Excel SM. Oh, then we have Excel binary workbook. S- Yes, when you no, when you do it, you have to manually put the extension. Now, what is Excel binary workbook? Now, if you remember, like we do everything in Excel SX. Binary workbook also you can open in Excel SX. There is no harm. But in the binary workbook, what happens is, if you want to reduce the size of the workbook and if you want to do a lot of calculations in that, suppose you have lots and lots of data and you have so many sheets. In every sheet there is a certain formulas written, certain calculations written. It will take a lot of processing time when you do it in the Excel SX version. To faster the thing, to faster the calculations and to make the file movement more efficient, we use the binary version. It what it does, it reduces the size and increases the workbook efficiency. Huge data is the uh, most biggest reason for using the Excel binary workbook. Advanced Excel formulas, you can use it in Excel SX also. But if there is, like, suppose now you have seen that we had 10 lakh rows, right? 10 lakh 48,000 rows. Suppose you're dealing with the data worth 8 lakhs, 7 lakhs, 5 lakhs, and then you have calculation little faster, it will work faster in the Excel binary workbook. So that is what the difference between our extensions and what are the file types we use it. In the real time, the companies prefer Excel SX only. Only, again, I told you the reason, right? If only if there is a lot of data for the processing, then you use the binary. You can still use binary and there is no harm in using binary. Binary is only to make the workbook work efficiently. So and then based on the extensions and the versions, like Excel S, the 2003 version has had only 65,000 rows, which was the first time when the Excel got introduced, and the columns were only 256, and the columns were only till IV. So I mentioned here, right? So our columns are until, if you see, it is still XFD, okay? Because this is the latest version. But the 2003 version had only till IV, which is 256 column. Okay. And rows were 65,000. Whereas Excel SX, the advanced version, Excel SM, Excel SB, which is binary, it has 10,48,576 rows. And the columns are 16,384. Columns are again denoted by XFD, which is the last column. So this is the last column. Okay. And then how big is your worksheet? So this is just, I mean, control, caps lock, and extreme right to go towards the end of the page. Similarly, control caps lock up, control caps lock down will basically make you go through up of the page and down of the page. Okay. Yes, I will show you. We have a shortcut list, which is towards the third part. I mean, just because one of you asked, I'm just telling you what it is. Okay, so basically, you know what, we need to just keep these two things in mind. especially this particular part in mind, because in most of the interviews, they will ask you this question. Nobody will ask you about the columns, but they will definitely ask you about how many rows are there in Excel. This is the basic thing which 90% of the interviewers ask. So keep this in mind that there are 10 lakh 48,000 rows. I mean, even though if you don't know the last number of 576, 10 lakhs 48,000 is something which you need to remember, that the number of rows is 10 lakh 48,000. And this is just for your information's sake on uh, how many cells are there and how many seconds in a year, and you know, and how much time is needed to fill one sheet basically. So this is just for the information purpose. And you know, how are the cells calculated? First tell me, what did I tell you about the cell? How is one cell coming up? How do you say one cell is a cell? Okay, you consider it a box. And anyone in the online?
Intersection of row and column.
Correct, exactly. So one of them told that it is intersection of rows and columns. That is what I told. So one cell is basically intersection of rows and column. Now, how did we get total of, there are so many cells here. How did we get to know that there are these many cells? We have multiplied our rows into columns to get how many cells are there in one sheet. So in this particular one sheet, one whole sheet, there are these many amounts of cells. And then we just did some calculation to check how many seconds are there in a year, and then how much time it is needed. So this is just to show how it works and how it is and what it is. No, the most question is asked is this. Yeah. So just keep this thing in mind, and we can proceed on to the next topic. So this is all about Excel. Uh, so we discussed about what are the competitors and what do we do in Excel in our previous session. So this is the basic thing, how we start an Excel sheet. Saving part, you can go to the file. So once your sheet is done, whatever you did, you can go to your file and you can click on save, and then you can go browse, and you can put it in any of the folders you want, and you can write my Excel. Anything, like whatever you want to put it as your sheet name. And then so it will by default take Excel workbook, but there are multiple uh, ways where we can store this particular data. These are different types of ways where you can store the file, obviously, but since we are working on Excel, we save it as Excel workbook only, the Excel SX. But again, as it doesn't get saved. So this is how it works. Uh, and then we can move on further. I haven't saved the file. I was just showing for the sake of showing it here. And then we also have one more thing which was not mentioned in the sheet. It is CSV file. So there is a file type called CSV, which is comma separated. Did you ever come across this word called CSV?
Yes.
Okay, can you tell me where do we use CSV file? Text format, okay. Okay. as you said, that's correct. That is basically, showing the data in the text format, and then we can load the data into the system. Yes, so CSV file is mostly used. So basically, have you ever downloaded your bank statement or any kind of data from the system? How did the data come? Did that come in a colorful format, or it was just dump of the data? Okay, no, when you download the data in Excel, so try doing this. So whenever you go back home, try downloading your bank statement, or try downloading any kind of Excel data from the system. The data you get is in an unformatted way. You will not get any colorful tabular data. You just get unformatted dump data. Correct. So that is how the system stores the data in the that is how the the web versions have the data there, and that is how they derive, that is how we get the extract of the data. And that data is an unformatted data. It will use less space. I'll just write it down: unformatted data, less space. And then this is mostly used for loading. So okay, so this file, nothing works in this file. So this is just a, even though if you try doing a lot of formats, after you complete it, this will not have any formats. So this is basically a raw data. It doesn't have anything. It is unformatted data. It uses less space. It will just be a dump. If you want to do any calculations, colorfuls and all those things, then you can save that file. Again, if the file is in CSV, you can click File, Save As, and then here, when you come here, you have to change it to Excel to do all the calculations and to have your all calculations saved in the system. So that's the other version of Excel which we haven't discussed here. So this is all about our Excel, the basic things of Excel, basic terminologies where we use it. So whenever I tell you about this, you should able to just recognize what I'm talking about. So let's go to our Excel user interface. Now, tell me one thing. Let's start. Let's start with this. One moment. Okay. Now, when you open an Excel sheet, what do you see on the first line? What do you think is the first line called? So what do you think? What is this book one Excel? This is the title of your workbook, right? I mean, I mean, this is just a general question I'm asking. Yeah. So whatever name you save. So let me just save this so that we don't get confused. Okay. Uh, Saving it here. Okay. So this gives the title of your Excel workbook. So hence this is called a title bar. Okay. This is called the title bar. So if somebody says, on the title bar, you have this option, with this option, you do it. You will have to search where is the title bar. So just for your information's purpose, this is called the topmost is the title bar. Now let's go on the further. Now this is the second. All these are called tabs. This is the file tab. With the help of the file tab, you can open a new sheet. Okay, you can open any other files. And then you have options called information, save as, history. History will work when you work on an online version when you save the file in the SharePoint, and you can access the same file. 2 to 3 people can access the same file. That is how you can see the history. You can print, you can share, you can export, and then you have an option to close, and then you have accounts and options. In options, you have again multiple options. So if you want to create anything or change the file type, the same way, it's like if you want to show this is in sorry, shit, I closed the file. Oh, I already have it saved. So if you want to show this is in a PDF format or a document format, so that is how we use that. Yeah, we can do it. We have multiple ways to do the same task in Excel. Share is you share this particular file with someone. Okay, if I click on share, you have option share with people or share in an email. In an export, you change the file into a document, and then you can have it printed for that purpose. So this is called the title bar, which is the title. And here, if you see all these things on the top, these things are called your quick access toolbar. Basically, you can quickly save, quickly open a new sheet, quickly undo. Undo, right? Control Z, which we do it. So this is the quick access toolbar. And then we have multiple tabs here. Okay. These all are called different tabs. Okay. Now, before we come on to tabs, I'll just write it down here. First, what we discussed is title bar. Okay. And then quick access toolbar. I'll just write it as quick access toolbar. Okay. One moment. Okay. Now let's talk more about quick access toolbar, and then we will go to the ribbons, and then we will go what are the options available in that. Okay. Let me just get some dummy data here, or I'll just copy it from somewhere. What? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to show you. Okay, I'll just do one thing. Okay. Okay. Yes. So in the quick access toolbar, so normally, if I want to format any table, I can go here, I can do bold here like this, okay, and then I will, basically put all borders, etc. Okay. If I want to use this on a frequent basis, like I frequently want to save, so I can come here on the top and save it on the frequent basis. Like if I want to frequently, do undo, I will click here and do. So if you're doing some activity on a frequent basis and you wanted to see on the top of the page, like for example, uh, we use pinning option, right? So if you are pinning a message, So if you have ever used this feature on Microsoft Teams, or basically if you used in WhatsApp also, you can select a message and you can pin it, so that first thing what you want to see is the pin. Okay. So I mean, I'm sorry for using the regional language. So you pin it, right, to show on the top of the page. So quick access toolbar is also something like that. You pin that particular function, whatever you want to use on a daily basis, and you show it on the top of the page. So let me just remove back my bold, and then I will put it as no borders basically. Now, if I want to put this, pin that particular bold feature, or pin that particular, what do we say, the all borders thing, what I can do is I can go to the file, I can go to the options. Okay. In the options, I have something called quick access toolbar. In the quick access toolbar, whatever you want, you can use any of your tabs. Okay, now this particular thing is a part of a home tab. I put home tab, and then I want to do a bold, okay, or I want to do all borders. I click on all borders, I add it here, and then I press OK. Now, if you see, there is nothing here on the left hand side. If you see, there is only save button, undo, redo, and a new book. So the moment I press OK, I will find here all borders. Can you see? So this is something which you want to do it on a quickly basis if you want to use it. So what I can do is I can do like this. I want to select whatever data I want to select. I have selected the data. I come here and then I click all borders, and you see this is the quick access toolbar which we use. Similarly, you can do whatever you want with the help of the options. Yeah, like whatever options you do, you want to do on a daily basis. These are the popular commands which you can add, but there is something which you do uniquely. Like I will use only borders uniquely, but you must be using bold uniquely. You must be doing the formatting, color format uniquely. Whatever it is, you can go and get it from the multiple tabs here, and then you can put it on the top. Okay. Similarly, the ribbon part also, you can customize how you want to do, what you want to do. I will tell you about the ribbons in the next topic. Did everyone get this thing? How to use the quick access toolbar? I am okay with the offline folks here. Online folks, do you have any questions on the quick access toolbar? Okay, I see nobody has questions. So I will move on with the ribbons. Okay, now after the quick access toolbar and the title bar, we have something called ribbons. Now these ribbons, this particular part from file until help is called ribbons, and each ribbons has multiple tabs. Sorry, from file until the help. I mean, this particular second line is called a ribbon, and each ribbon has multiple tabs, and the tabs are nothing but insert, basically home, insert, draw, page layout, formula, and there are so many things which you can add. I mean, you can customize your ribbon in the same way, like go to the customize ribbon. These are all something which you see already existing in your main tab. Okay. Still you want to add something, you can just add it as an alternative ribbon. Similarly, you can remove also something if you want to remove any part of the item. If you want to remove, you can just simply come and remove it, adding and removing. Okay. By deselecting it, you can remove it. So these are all the tabs in the ribbons. And if you see, each tab is having a category which is separated by a line, which is basically this part, this tables, illustrations, charts, spark lines, clipboard, font, alignment, number, and all these items are called options. So when you talk about the Excel, suppose I want to say something to Indrani, I will say, hey Indrani, go to the home tab and add the formatting. Add the formatting option. That is how you talk it in Excel terminology. And when you do a conversation, like if somebody is not getting anything, suppose Srinivas wants to do something which he's not aware. So I will tell, hey Srinivas, do one thing. Go to the data tab and then you do the grouping and ungrouping with the help of grouping option, ungrouping option. So he can easily understand. He means data tab in the ribbons. He will click on that. He will go to grouping, ungrouping and get it done. So that is how we use that terminology. And these are actually important for us to understand what is a tab, what is an option. Okay. So each part is called options in the tabs. So in the home tab, there are options called clipboard, font, alignment, and each of the thing is called a function. Copy function, paste function, insert function, insert, no, insert and all, these are all tabs. Okay. And these are options, and under options you have, yeah, these are all functions. No, the clipboard, font, alignment, these are all options, style, cells. Okay. So what we discussed is title bar, which is the first one. Then we discussed the quick access toolbar, how to add a function which you use on a daily basis. And then you have different tabs here and what are there in the tabs, what all the functions are there in the tab. Now, next, let's, yes, this particular line is called ribbon sheet. And then this is a share function where you can quickly share file. Instead of going here, file and share, you can, this is a quick thing for you to come here and share. But this is for a sharing through cloud. So when you are logged in your system, like through your Outlook, and then you can share it in an online version to your friend or colleague who can use the same sheet. So we discussed these three things. Now let's come to the fourth line of the Excel. This is basically called address bar. What do you see on this white cell? What does this white cell denote? Online people can text, offline people can tell me. Yeah, the K3, whatever you see on the box. Okay. So in the offline session, somebody said that it is the K column and 13th row. And then I see Srinivas had written that it is a number of row and column. Yes, you are correct. But what do we call this as? We call this thing as name address or cell address. So this is also frequently used when we are talking in an Excel terminology. So as I mentioned that each intersection of row and column is called cell, and where that particular cell is there is called cell address, just like how our home address is there. So when we usually talk in the meetings, or whenever somebody is on Zoom screen share, and you want to tell the user to go on this particular cell, you will say go to basically L3 column. If I say go to L3 column, it will say that you have to go to that particular L column and third row. That is how we call it as cell address, and this is what we call as cell address, and this is how we explain a user or somebody that you have to go here. That is called that means you have to go to that cell address. Okay, and then beside this cell address is called formula bar. Now in this formula bar, I'll explain you what to do. Suppose I write 20 here, I write 5 here. Okay, and I want to do a basic calculation here. 20 into 5. Okay, so are you understanding? What I did is I just took two different numbers. I put 20 here and 5 here, and I multiplied it, put 100 here. You guys know that I have multiplied and put, okay, because you guys have just seen me doing this multiplication here. But the opposite person doesn't know, right? How will that person know that there is a calculation here? Okay. So when the person comes to this cell, he will see 20 is there. He is not finding any formula here. That means he will understand there is no formula. 5 also there is no formula. But he comes here and then he sees there's a formula. So outer part you are seeing that 100 is written, but what is in that 100, how is that 100 coming, is something will be shown with the help of the formula bar. Okay. And with the help of function f2, function plus f2, these all shortcut keys will be shared with you. Okay. With the help of function and f2, you will understand how the formula is written. Okay. So if I go to 100 and I go function and f2, I can understand what is the formula. Now the formula is visible on the cell. If you don't click function F2, it will show you the final number, what is visible. And on the formula bar, you can still see what is the calculation. I am clicking function in F2. With the help of F2, my volume will increase and decrease. So function should be activated. You can, yeah. If the function is activated, then F2 is fine. Yeah, the first part is known as cell address. So until here, did everyone get what is the logic of how we use function F2? How we see if there is a formula in the formula bar, what is cell address, what are types of tabs in a ribbon, what is ribbon, what is title, what is taskbar, quick access toolbar. Okay. Offline batch, you guys are clear? Do you have any questions till now? Does anybody have a question till now from the online, from the one who are in the Zoom meeting? Okay, cool. Now I will now until here we discussed till here, and then in the start we discussed what is columns and rows, what is cell. Now let's come down towards the end. Okay, these are called sheets and we can add as many sheets as we can. With this functionality we also have multiple things like moving a sheet, deleting it, renaming the sheet, and then if you want to insert anything you can insert, protecting the sheet, you can color the sheet. Okay, however you want to color. Suppose I want to do this sheet as a red color, it will be like this. So if you're on the sheet it will be in the light color, but if you get out it will be a red color. So you can denote the different colors of the sheet basis on what you want to highlight. If you're putting in red, you will suddenly see red sheet, you will not see other sheets. Why? Because that is colorful and that is highlighted, and that can also show you what that may be a very important information must be saved. Yeah, that is to give your focus, and then you have option to select all these sheets together as well. So these are the sheets, and then this is the scroll bar to scroll here and there. You can minimize or decrease basis on if there are thousands of sheets here, you can just minimize and decrease it. Okay. And then we have options to zoom in and zoom out to see the data basically. So this is how our user interface of our whole Excel sheet is. What is Excel sheet? Excel workbook, cell address, how you save the data, etc. Okay. Uh, I will reiterate the same thing here in our Excel user interface. So did we get a chance to discuss what is title bar? Okay. And then quick access toolbar, how to add different kinds of functions, which we use before 2007 Excel version. This part was never there. 1 second. Earlier to 2007. Sorry. Earlier in 2007 version, the Excel sheet was like this only. So it used to be like this, like how we have in file, we have multiple options right here. Let me just show you in one case. Okay. Now, if I go on edit, the options we are getting like this, right? Earlier, prior to 2007, the tabs were like this. So if you click on insert, you used to get multiple tabs down. But after the 2007 version, we came to this particular version of the ribbon. Okay. So this is one thing which I miss telling you, because we are now used to the latest version always. And then we spoke about the groups, clipboard, font, alignment, numbers, and all. And then the name bar, which is this, the cell address, which is also called a name bar. Yes. And then the formula bar, what is there in the formula, the usage of function F2, as I mentioned. We discussed about what is rows and columns. We discussed about what are the sheets. This is a status bar. Status bar is nothing but it will give you what is the kind of the status. Like here, if you see it is ready. So it's not much of a use, but it is what is shown in our whole Excel user interface. And then we have zoom options. You zoom in and zoom out the information. Okay. So you guys are clear until here. And then we discussed about how we apply borders using the customized access toolbar here on the top. Yes, name bar. Yeah. Okay. So uh, we are clear till here. And these are the basic things what we have it, the general keyboard shortcuts. I mean, we have like more than 70 here mentioned. Uh, This will be shared with you and you will understand how we use it and what are the things. Like, for example, I will just show a couple of examples to you. Like, let me have this data with me. Okay, I'm having a new sheet here. Now, what I did is I selected the whole data. You can select the whole data with the help of dragging also. Okay. What I do is just see if I'm doing control and right, it is going to the last cell of the table. Okay. It is not going to the last cell of the Excel sheet. It is only going until the table is there. If you press it once, but if you press twice, it will go towards the, no, it will not go towards the last. It will go towards the next available data in the cell. But if there is no next available data in the cell, then it will go towards the end. Okay. For example, let me put here my name. Okay. I'll just show you. And then I'll use our institute name. And then I'll not use anything. Okay. I am doing nothing. I am coming here. I am just pressing control. By keeping control pressed, I'm going towards the right. Okay. So if I go towards the right, first it will take you till the end of the table. So our end table is here. Now, how will this computer understand the end of the table? Because there is nothing in the next column. So it brought me till here. And then if I click right again, it will take me to the next possible column where there is data. So my name is written there. So it will take me till Q. If I press it again, it will take me till S because Excelytics is written. But if I press again and there is no data, so it will take me towards the end. Okay. And similarly is control down also. And then similar is control right also. Okay. Control shift right. Shift will always make you. So let me just write down. Control plus arrow keys. Understood? Now control plus shift plus arrow keys. Wherever you use shift, that means it is selecting. Keep this in mind. So if I come here, I'll take control. I will press shift also, and then I come on the right. It will basically select each and every cell. In control caps lock, it was taking you till the end. Here it will end everything until end. And with the help of a small minus, you will come back. Okay. Control shift right, you select. And by selecting till right, you want to go down also. So after you do right, you go down. So control shift down, you will select the whole data basically. If you want to do control shift right again, it will take you again till the next available cell. But it will take the next available cell of the first one from where the row is starting. If you see in my last row, there is nothing, but still it is selecting. Why it is selecting? Because there is some data in my first column. So basically it will see first row until where it is and last column until where it is. Okay. So this is how control shift and uh, control arrow keys and control shift arrow keys work. So similarly, we have no control A where we uses the whole sheet or basically the whole table here. Like if I see control A, it will take up and down until where the nearest intersection is. You have an option to select the whole sheet like this also. So with the help of this particular thing, where rows and columns are starting, you have something called this. You can select. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you see now? Okay, I think it is not visible. Okay, I think you are not able to see that one. Yeah. So with the help of this corner function, if you want to format the whole thing, you can format it like this, selecting the whole. Okay. So we have similarly so many shortcuts which we use on a daily basis. I will try to tell at least two shortcuts where you can understand. Similarly, that is where here we have written like where do we use control shift and all those stuff. There's so many other ways. And one simple way to understand how we use the shortcuts is I'll give you a very simple way. Uh, Basically in Excel. So everyone, what you do is if you are in front of your laptops and if you have an Excel sheet with you, okay, just press Alt. Just 2 minutes and then just press Alt. Okay, this Alt is okay. I pressed Alt. Can you see what is written on the screen? You have numbers, you have letters, right? And if I press, so if you see, this is my save button, okay, which I put it on my quick access toolbar. If I press 2, it got saved. So every time remember Alt is your key. Okay. Now I am on this particular cell called M4, which is written as left. I am at a particular cell called M4, which is written as left. Okay. I want to do bold. So I pressed Alt. I pressed. Now bold is in which tab? No, it is in the home tab, right? Bold is a part of hold, home tab. Home tab, the shortcut for home is H. Okay. I pressed H. Now I got options. Now now where is bold? Bold is here in the 1. I press 1. See, the left has become bold now. Now let me just zoom the screen to show you. Okay, understood? Now tell me what is the easiest way to do a shortcut? Always press Alt. Now if you want to insert anything, you press insert. Insert is denoted by N. And keep in mind, every Excel sheet will have this. In every Excel sheet, Alt H is H only. It is not that I am using it for now, it is H. Okay, I press N. In N, we have insert. And in this insert, I want to see what are the recommended charts. I press R. I get the list of charts. Okay, so this is how we use the shortcuts. But obviously, you will not use shortcut to create a chart. But some basic things where, on a daily basis, instead of clicking, you can have a, yeah. But this is very easy. Like I'll show you. If I want to just create a pivot table, and I love creating a lot of pivot tables. See how fast I'll do. So what I do, I go to my Excel, I select Alt H and V, and then I enter. Oh, sorry, this is the general H. Sorry. Yeah, Alt NV, Alt NVT. And if I want to uh, put this is in general format. If I want to do it in date format, Alt H and S, short date. So if you see here, it was a number, it converted number into date. Like that. If I want to do it in percentage, like this. Yeah, I remember because I used to work. So wherever you work on a daily basis, if you want to keep anything in a shortcut, you can use this thing. Yeah, that's what I mean. This is really important when you use Excel and advanced Excel and you work in an industry where Excel is used on a daily basis. You can create a shortcut of your own. This is not your own, but you will have it remember on your own. So like this, we use a lot of shortcuts. So we came here until our keyboard shortcuts. There are so many ways like control save, control copy, control paste, which we will deep down further. So let me do one thing. I will consider taking a break for like 10 minutes. Let's connect back at 11:30 sharp. Okay. Hello everyone. I hope everyone is back. Please inform yes or just like. Okay, I see that we are back. Let's go deep down further. Now, let's go to data types. Like we discussed shortcuts. I know we did not discuss each and every shortcut, but yeah, this sheet will be shared with you and you can easily go through them. And then this you can have your own customized shortcut based on how I told you here using the Alt functionality. Like you click on Alt and then you can be able to get all the options, whatever you want. Now let's go to the data types. Before data types, let's start with this, okay? Uh, Tell me one thing. What I'm doing is, what number do you see here in the A1 cell? What? Yeah, in the A1 cell, what is the number? 3, right? But so with this 3, what I will do is I will multiply this 3 into 2. What would be the answer? 6, but I'm getting 5.
Hemant, can you share your screen, please?
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
we
so
can't see.
sorry. I was not sharing my screen. Okay. Yeah. So what I was telling is, where is my sheet? Oh, I think I was in other Excel sheet. Okay, yeah, I was in this Excel sheet. So I was telling what is the number you see here in the A1 cell? 3, right? And I have multiplied this 3 with 2, but I'm getting 5. Do you know why? Anyone in the online class? Okay. So whatever you see here is not the same because Excel is rounding up 2.5 to 3. And this is not visible to our naked eyes. We can get this visibility by changing it to show decimal and show the whole number thing. So this is what we can do it in Excel. We can round up the numbers also. We can make this 2.5 into 3. So I'll just change the format and I put it in number format. Now can you see? And how I did that number format with the help of the shortcut which I just told you. I just did Alt H and then N. With N it will be number. I pressed enter and it came in the number format. You can just simply come here and change it if you want to see the complete whole number. The number is 2.5 only. What I did is we put this in general format. No, we put this in the whole number. It will automatically put in the whole number. No, it's not about the general format. We have made this into whole number like this is 3.2, 4.7, 8.9. What we did is we selected all these things and we put it to a whole number. Whatever you see here will be shown to you in the decimal only. The calculation will also happen in decimal. Just the way you want to see the report changes it. Now, if there is some person, suppose there is a CEO of company and the sale was 2,89,000. So he doesn't care about the extra numbers. So what we will write 2.9 or what 2.9 lakhs. You're purchasing a flat. Now the flat rates are 1.2 crore, 1.3 crore. 1.2 means you will think 1 crore 20 lakhs. It can be 1.25 crore lakhs also like that. So that is how you show it. In the end of the report, in the advertisement or in the end of the report, you show the whole number only. Nobody cares about the decimals. Unless it is lakhs, we care about it, but nobody cares about it. So, or not, that will be 4. So so there is a question here. When you open a blank Excel, you write 3, 4.3, you write 3, you write 7. Whatever you write, that will only show. But usually when we go towards the end of the report or dashboard, we don't really show decimals unless it is very important to us. So that is what I'm trying to tell you, that not whatever visible on the screen is not the correct one. However, the calculations, whatever you do, will be correct. Now tell me one thing. Now here you see, yeah, Yeah, it is complete whole number only. You you can change it to the number format. It is a by default in your Excel. You can get that change. You can change it to the number format if you want to see the exact number. So so add decimals there. We will come back to your Excel sheet. Yeah. Okay. So this is how it is. Whatever you see on the screen is not the same until you calculate and see, and you can change the format and see what is this thing. Now you see we have written 10, 20, 30 here. Okay, and I made a sum of it. Why is my sum not showing up? Anyone from the online batch? Okay, I will try making into numbers. This is already in number format. So let me give you a logic. I'm writing some numbers. Okay. What did you notice in both the numbers? We used colon here. Okay. So whenever so this thing is showing up now, but in our previous versions it was not showing. So v- like whenever you use numericals, only on numericals, okay, it will show on the left side of alignment. So if I write here 89, 78, 27, these are on the it's on the right side. Okay. I'm writing any text. It is on the left side by default. Uh, left side, left side. So whenever alpha and numerical also comes, it will be on the left side. Whenever numbers are coming, it will come on the right side. Numericals. Understood? Now, if the text is on the left side, system will never consider it as number. Hence, if you see this was on the left side, this was on the right side. Now, same thing. We made it, we changed it in the backend to put it on the left side. So here, if you see, I am writing the normal number and it is coming on the right side. I am making the sum of it 60. Got it? We made it in this Excel sheet to put it on the left side. That's what I'm telling you. so that it doesn't work. Now, if you see, this is what I'm trying to understand, helping you understand. I will let you know how I made that for an explanation purpose. Now, if you see the type, how we are showing it here, okay? The text format always comes on the left hand side, okay? The default alignment is left for them, okay? The comments, what I'm writing in, it can be alphabetical or alphanumeric, okay? The types of data I'm telling. Number format always on the right hand side. Date and time, since again it has numbers in it, it will come on the right hand side. Logical output will always be in the center alignment. Like example, if this is greater than 90, then you wanted to learn if functions, right? This we will teach you. Why is this not coming? It should come on the left side. It should come on the middle. I don't know why it is coming on. Okay, I will check with this. But usually it comes on the middle. Yeah. Its default example, default is set in middle. This one, it should be in middle. I think we put this on the right. It's because of that it is coming on the right. Okay, we'll get back to that. Strange. And any errors you get in the formula, it comes in this way. Logical will work as true or false only. We don't get any other thing. And if there is error in something, then it will show like this. If you write a wrong syntax also, it will show with hash. For example, in the place of, yeah, in the place of if I write I, it will show hash error. See, it is in the center alignment. The false should also come in center alignment. I'll see if I it is not coming. But it will come like this. If you write a wrong formula or something, it will throw as error, and error will start with hash with this particular this thing. Okay. And similar is the other that divided by 0. Suppose anything you divide by 0, it will be not, you cannot divide anything by 0, right? It will show like this error. So that is what the different types of formats are. Now tell me, there are different dates here written. These are also dates. Now tell me, how will you know this is in which format? Is it, no, I mean, is it DDMMYY format or MMDDYY format? How do you know? I mean, some people use, like people who works in corporates, usually they put month and then they put date. So here on the top, you have this formats, right? In this format, you can check the dates. You can put date as per your convenience. MMDDYY, you have custom here. You can use that particular format, whatever you want to put, or you can also change the format. You can put your own custom format also. You can just put MMDDYY. So it is 8th January only, but we have changed it to show it in that format. So this is how we use the formatting in Excel. So not everything is shown whatever is there. So you basically need to see what is there in the cell. You can select, you can see what are the decimals there or there are no decimals, what are the decimals, everything. With this, we also have, I don't know if this was there. So let me just do one thing. AP EW 0987 TS TR 3426, and then MH 013445, then JH RT. Basically, these are the vehicle numbers. For example, I am taking AP as first two letters, and then I am doing control E. E. This was one of the features included in the latest versions of Excel after 2007. So I told you, no, there were multiple versions we got in Excel, and then we were not able to. We were able, we were getting that enhanced version, and what all things were added. One of the features was this, which got added, which we use which we regularly use. Now, this control E, what it does is it will analyze the patterns. This will analyze your patterns, and then this will give you the numbers, basically the results. So just do control E and it will give you all the things. So whatever you write, like we have like this, like my name is Hemant space Kumar. Okay. Excelytics Institute, Microsoft Word. I'm taking the last one. It will automatically consider last one. Yeah, it will come. So this is also one of the features which we use in when we use basically all this different data types. And then, do you have any questions on the data types? This is, I mean, the decimal why it is showing 3 is because we are converting into the last. I'll tell you. Yeah. So this 2 point, so basically, how do I explain you? So yeah, you have 1,50,000 rupees. No, this is not in decimals. No, that's what this. So if I convert into decimals also, there is nothing here. Like I'll just put this 1,50,000. Okay. And now if I do it as 0.5, it will become 1. 0.5, anything greater than 0.5 will become 1. That's the basic feature. Like and this will become 0. No. So if it will not automatically say, if I put 1.2, 1.2 is showing as 1.2. But when you show it in the reports, that's what I'm telling. When you show it to the top leadership or top reports, they will not be interested in showing this 0.2. They will see this as a whole number only. Yeah. So we will convert that into a whole number and we will share it with them. Nobody. So if suppose it's equal to 22, right? Shown as 3. Yeah. That is presentation purpose only. The calculations will be same. Now this is 3.14287. Now if I give you, like suppose we all went for a dinner, okay? And dinner price was 22 rupees. 22 is so less. 2000, 22,000, okay? How many people? 7 people went. Now you want to divide this. You do 22,000 divided by 7 people. It is 3,142.86. Now nobody will give you 86 paisa, right? Correct? This decimals, what we will say, round figure, we will say everyone to give 3143, correct? Why do we say to give 3143? It's like this. Similarly, if this was, yeah, huh, it will become a number. This all will become a number. After that also, if there are decimals, you can convert it. So this is just to represent it to the people, but represent it to the leadership, or when you are seeing the whole number, you are a very big wholesaler, okay? You got some 99,899 rupees. What will you think? Will you consider that as 99,000? You will say 1 lakh rupees. It doesn't matter, no 100 rupees for you when you have 99,899 rupees. That's what. So in the whole figure, you will read it as like that only. That is, yeah, calculation will happen correctly only. Showing figure is different. Yeah, that's what. Eh, which one? Yeah, we made this cell like that. Now, if I change it back to 30, it will become normal. It's just that we, yeah, it, yeah, that's what. And we also use this column feature I told you, know. And we removed this thing from the backend. We ignore the error like this. Can you see now? That's what I'm telling. That, I mean, that's not important. That's what I'm telling you. No, we put the same thing. See, we put the same thing. It says that we removed it to not show it in the display. Okay. So are we good with this? Are you fine with this? It is just that these decimals, again, I'm telling you, these will get calculated. It's only for the representation purpose. We will not show it because it doesn't look good. So it's like, it's, how do I say, like, it's like top to bottom, you are fully, in a very good clothing. And then in the bottom, you do not wear a slipper. It doesn't look good, right? Yeah, we don't say that. Suppose I am working for, so one day we work for all 8 hours, right? One day is 8 hours, usually in the corporates. Okay. If I work for 4.6 hours, that means I covered half day, right? We say it as half day. Even if I work for 6 hours, I'll say half day only. I will not say I work for 1/3 of the day. Correct? 75%. It will still consider as my half day only. That's the generic basic human thing what we do it. So that's how we, we show it when we go further also. And before we go further down to the number formats, like number formats, we will discuss what are all the formats here in the numbers. Okay. Before we go further, I just want to show few more things what we can do here is, when I want to open a new Excel sheet, there is one sheet already open. I want to open another sheet. I can simply come here. I can simply press Control N. Control N. Control N will give us a new sheet. Okay. So this is one of the tool which we use on a daily basis. Like I am using this Excel sheet. Okay. Where is my Excel sheet? This Excel sheet I'm using. This is already pre-made sheet. I don't want to make any changes to this sheet. Rather, what I will want to do is I need a new sheet. So I can do like this. Sorry. Like this. And then with the help of new sheet, I can make calculations here, check, and then I can go back and clarify if my calculations are correct or not. Okay. Now, so this is one of the most important Excel shortcut we use. What? Yeah. So if I will go back to the previous, I'll go Alt and I'll do Tab. I'll go to the previous sheet. Okay. I can still click on Alt and then I can keep pressing Alt and I can click Tab. I will go to the all the screens of my Windows. See, I can go everywhere now. No, if it is only Alt Tab, it will go to the back sheet. Keep Alt pressed and keep pressing Tab one by one. It will change to multiple windows. Okay. So this we use on a daily basis. Okay. So Windows tab will show you something like this, but this looks a little ugly. And then it will be still until you select it. But Alt tab, it will give you selection directly. Okay. So 1 second. Okay, we did not go through this, no? We will go through, before we go to the number formats, we will go to clipboard. We will start with the first, with first home tab, and then we will start with the first group, which is clipboard. Okay. Now, let us go back here. I will have. Yeah. Okay, I created a set of different data. Okay. I will just. Okay, I'll tell you what I did it. No, random numbers, you leave it. Okay. What I want is, I want to copy this data. Okay. And I want to, but this was not suppose let's put this in this way. These are social science. Maths. Okay, these are student names. These are subject names. Okay. What I'm doing is I have a different set of data. Okay. I have some data here. Suppose I have this data here. Okay. I see that this particular marks. Okay. I have this data also. This is, oh, I'll just write it. When I'm copying data from other sheet, to this sheet, what I did is by mistakenly, I put Pallavi numbers to Manisha here. Okay. If you see the numbers are changing, I'll just highlight it for your sake. Or highlight it in this way. Okay. The numbers are changed, right? If you see, Manisha's number starts with 53 is here. But that 53 actually belongs to Pallavi, right? I did a wrong copy paste. Okay. So I want to do one thing. I want to change this. And this is so much of information. Like instead of, I know that these two are up and down. This is in other sheet. Okay. Just that's in some other sheet. I know that I want to keep this marks to Pallavi or Pallavi's marks to Manisha. Any of this thing. But with this thing, I have here, what do I say? Section, basically class A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay. And third class, fourth, five, six, then three, four, five. Okay. This marks belongs to Pallavi, but class 5 section G is Manisha's. So basically you want this data to be here and this data should be here. You saw it from, you're getting the data from some other external sheet. Okay. And you did a lot of calculation. This is your final sheet. You want to just interchange the numbers and you cannot go back to the sheet. How you can do is you should select all the data related to related to Pallavi from Manisha's tab. Control X. I'll just say Control X. This Control X is called cut. Before cutting the data, you don't want this data to be here. You want this data to be on the top. Before cutting the data, it will copy the data also. So when I am doing Control X, it is copying the data as well as cutting the data. What I will do is I will put it in some other cell called Control V. My data has removed from there. I cut it from there. I put it here. Then from Pallavi, I will again do Control X. I will give all the marks of Pallavi to Manisha because it was Manisha's marks. I'll do paste. And then I go back here. I do Control X and I give them back to Pallavi. This is called Control X, which is cutting the data, cutting and pasting the data. Along with cut, it will copy also. And while pasting, it will remove the data. So this is one of the functionalities in the clipboard group or clipboard option of the home tab. Yeah, but if you see, I have consolidated different sections data. So team here, one of the persons have told that we can use VLOOKUP also. Now for doing a VLOOKUP, first of all, it should be a part of the same data. And it should have a unique intersection. Now, if you see, yeah, but this is a simpler form where you can do it within the sheet. You can do with, you have multiple ways to get this data corrected, but with the help of in the single sheet, you can do this is the easiest functionality. VLOOKUP, you have to look up the same, basically you should have the same source column in both the sheets, and then you do a VLOOKUP, and then you come to this extent. So this is one of the simpler function. Now you can do this cutting of the data by simply selecting this. You can go to this scissors and you can click on this and then you come down somewhere with the help of this paste. If you paste it like this, it will happen. Instead of that, we use our Excel functionality, Control X and Control V. Control V for pasting. Okay. So if you want to copy the same data as it is and you want to paste it in some Excel sheet, you simply copy it, select the whole data. Selecting, again, I will show you in the terms of our shortcuts. Control Shift towards the end, Control Shift down, you select. Or come in middle of any of the data, Control A, it will select the whole table. Copy. Control A will always select the whole table. With the help of Control Shift right and down, you can select whatever you want to be selected. Like if I go down, I selected until here, but with the help of Shift up, I can only select whatever I want to select. Okay, so I am doing Control A, I'm copying it, Control C, I am pasting it. Now Control C and Control V will copy and paste. It will create a duplicate of whatever you're copying. This will not cut the existing data, whereas Control X, and if I'm doing Control V here, it will delete my existing data. So I'm doing Control Z to get back the data. Okay. So CTRL C. Copying. You got that functionality till here. Now I want to. So I'll tell you one thing. This is one. I did a formatting, right? I put a background fill. Now I will fill this as some color. I will fill as this color. Okay. I'll do a custom. Not even put that one. I'll take some color from here with this particular dimensions. Okay. Now this color, even if you look in the world, you will not get this color because you will not get that option only here. That is in my recent colors. But when I send this file to somebody in your recent tab, it will not show you. You will have to look around in this and find the exact color. In order to get this exact intersection of how much red color is used, how much green is. Yeah. So some companies require a specific color. Like suppose we are doing a logo of a company. Okay. For example, I'll just open Google Chrome. Logo of Geo. Geo logo. Okay. You see, there are different colors. Now, if you're working on a Geo, this thing, they want this color only. Now you don't know how to get this color. How will you do? What will you do? Like they sent you this color, but how will you copy that color? Yeah. So one of the offline persons said that if a file is given to her with the same color, she will go here and she will go to the custom and see what are the dimensions of that color, which is one way, but this is a very long process, right? So what you can do is you can copy. Okay. Now color is everywhere the same. You can copy this color. You can go here. You can go on the cell where the color is there. You click on the format painter. This is one of the functionality. It will give you the exact format of what is there in that. So I am going to the format painter. I want this format to the whole sheet. Matlab, to the whole section, name, class, and section. I simply come and put it. See, I don't know which intersection is that, but I want the same format. Now, suppose this is in the bold format, it is in the italic format. Okay, Control I. It is not happening. It is in the italic format. And this is in some other color. Again, I'll change the color to, okay, this color. Again, what I'll do, I'll do this, I'll copy, I'll paste it. See, everything is italic, everything is bold, everything is in green. This is one of the functionality of uh, format painter. This format painter is very important in Excel. You will use this along. Okay. I think by mistakenly I said this as a paste function. This is not paste, this is copy function. So we discussed control C. We know control V as pasting. Control C, by you can copy it like this also. You have multiple option here. So you can copy it as a picture, copy it normally. If you copy it normally, it will be a control C, which is copy. And then you come here, you paste it, it will be control V. But copy as picture means it will copy as a picture, wherein you cannot edit anything. It will copied and then as shown on the screen, paste it. Oh, sorry. You can copy as a picture, click OK, and then paste it. See, now you cannot edit this. This is a picture. You can put anywhere on the screen. Okay. Those are two options of control C. One is control C and control copy as a picture. So I'm deleting this. Now, when you copy, suppose now I'll do one more. I will add a total column. Okay. Equal to sum of. We will come to the calculations later. I'm just doing it for. Okay. We took total. Okay. Now, if you see in my total, the formula is showing up, correct? I want to copy this. I want to paste this. When I'm control C, copying, control V, pasting. Okay. When you copy and paste your formatting, the green color, bold, italic, everything, your formula, everything will get copied. Now, you don't want to copy formula. I don't want format. I don't want to copy as formula. I want normal numbers. I don't want anything. So there is an option called paste special. So you copy it where you want to paste it here. You come to the paste. You have multiple options here. Oops, sorry, I already pasted. Control Z, I don't know why it did not work. So I copied it. I come here. There are so many options. Paste is a normal paste. You copy and paste. Formula is only it will copy formula if there is any formula in the sheet and paste. Formulas and number formatting. This is one of the option. Keep source formatting, one more option. And there are like copy without borders, copy with borders. There's so many formulas. And then paste values 1, 2, 3. This is what we use on a regular basis. If I click this, it will paste in a normal number in the normal format without format. It will not give you green color. It will not give you bold italic. See, there is no bold, there is no italic, there is no underline, no italic, no formula, nothing. Why do we use this function? Correct. So one of the persons told in the offline that she doesn't want to show what formula I used or what is my calculation. That is my wish. I will not show. I will show only numbers. And the opposite person is only interested in numbers. They don't want to show the calculation. So that's why we use this, where we don't want to show any formulas. We just want to show what is the final number. So like even in your report cards, in the exam results, basically we write exams and exams will be and results will be calculated. Like we have section A, section A, and then we have section B. Like this, we have multiple sections in our paper, right? Exam paper. क्यों नहीं आ रहा है? We should not copy. Oh, we have an option, fill series. Okay. Okay. I think there is some setting in the back end. Oh, it's not coming. Let me just see what is the problem. Okay, we have section A, section B, section C. Suppose section A is 25 marks, section B is again 25 marks, and then we have 30 marks. Okay, kitna hua? 30, 30, 80, and then we have 20 marks in the last, in our exam schedule, basically. Okay, just one moment. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So, and then a person has got, suppose, 18 marks, 19 marks, 20 marks, all of this, and then in the last you got 17, and the whole sum is 74. So, when you check the results on the university website, they will directly give you 74. They will not give you the format because they don't want to show how much you got in each section. They are only interested to show you what is the total. So when they do the calculations in the background, in the result screen, they will only paste the final numbers, which will be a paste special. They will not paste the total and all those things. So in Excel also, when we use it in multiple places, we don't really share, we do the calculations in the back end, but in the front of the report, we will only show them the total. Why the total game? How the total game? So that we don't want to show, we will do it as a paste special. So that is how we use paste special. Now in this paste special also, we have multiple different options. Like, for example, the format. This is some other data you think. Suppose this is some other data itself. This is not school or college data. This is employee data. This is employee name, job level, or job level, and then what do we say? Employee number. Okay. And then we will say PF, basic, HRA, and और क्या रहता है options? Gratuity, something. Okay. And then let me just do one thing. Okay, employee number 123. Okay, so these are their salary figures. Okay, or let's not put this. Okay, these are the basic PF HRA gratuity, which is a part of which is a part of a breakdown of a payslip of a person. And these are employees, these are job levels like manager, senior manager, whatever, and then employee number and all these details. Now, when we basically when you give different kinds of information for a same person, you would want to keep the same formatting so that they understand what is what. Okay. To make the consistency in the formatting, to get that consistent, like in a school, all the children will have same color uniform, right? That is, although there are different girls, there are different boys. One is a short girl, one is a fat girl, one is a tall. Different types of different shapes of people are there, but the uniform is same, right? By to make sure that that particular school children belong to a particular school. Similarly, different types of data belongs to one company. So in order to make and keep that consistency, we will put same format so that it looks neat and clean. So now if I want to only copy the format, so what I will do is I will copy the actual format I want. Now here, if you see, I am copying the format of what Rahul is. It is bold, it is italic, and it is in green color. What I will do is I will select where I want to put that format. I'll select the whole data. And then while pasting, I will ask to put only formatting. Here in the paste special, we'll see. So if I click on paste special, here there is a thing called format. All these options are the same options in this table. So if I click on format and I click OK, I'll get all the same formats of what this is having. I can use format painter also. I can use this value also. This is easy to do it. Now, how we did this? We did it with the help of paste. All these options basically are here and there in the paste special. Here, if you see, if it is all, that means it is Control V. It will copy everything as it is. If I copied Rahul, if I do Control V for the whole table, everywhere it will be Rahul only. I just wanted the format. So I clicked on format. Similarly, I want only values. Sorry, I want only formulas. I'll cancel this. Here is the formula. So in order to copy a formula, you should copy a formula first, right? Sorry, in order to paste a formula, you need to copy a formula. So I'm copying this formula 209. Okay. I want to paste the whole formula here in each cell. I go to paste. I go to paste special. I click on formulas. Okay. And I click OK. See, I copied the formulas. What is formula doing? One second. Oh, it is copying the N also. Okay. Whatever. The formula is exactly copying what it was copying in the top row. You're getting it? So that is what I did here with the help of that paste special. I copied the formula. Similarly, I want to just copy the values. I want this 209, all these things same. So I copy this. I come here. Here during paste, I go to the paste special functionality. I click only on values. I click OK. I get the same values here. Same values without formula. Because I asked only to copy the values. I said I don't want the formula. Now, all these things can, and there is one more main functionality. Now, this data is there, employee data. It is in vertical column. Okay. I want the same thing in the horizontal way. So I want this employee will be here only, employee Rahul, Rajesh, Rohan. I want this data which is in horizontal. I want it in vertical. How do we do that? Any idea? Yes. So I copied it. Okay. And then I want to paste it here. So I came here. I went to paste. I went to paste special. Here we have something called transpose. If you see transpose, transpose. If I click this, I got everything in this format. You want to put transpose and you don't want only values. You don't want formula. Go here, paste special. You say I want values only and I want to do transpose. I selected whatever I want. If I want formula, I'll copy formula. If I want values, I want values. And then while doing this, I am asking to do the transpose. Yes. Now, I mentioned you one thing of using alt. Let's do that alt. Okay, I copy. I pressed alt. I pressed H. I went to paste. Okay, V. I can go to S. Okay, if I go to S, okay, I will get all these options. And then if I go to, if you see everything is having one digit selected. A is having a underline. F is underline. V is underline. Format ka T is underline. Comments C is underline. Now this, now if I select V, it will go V. And then if I select E, it will select E and I will select OK. Understood? Now you see what happened. Employees became, so you see job level was like this, job level became like this. Interesting. I'll copy this. Alt. Yeah, we use it. I mean, in real time, we use it for a lot of cases. Like, I'll show you. And one more thing, instead of for this particular formula, because I use it regularly, instead of doing H, V, and all those things, we have one easy formula. Okay. Alt, E, and this S. And then whatever you want. Yes. And whatever you, and then whatever you want to select inside that. For example, you can note down later. For example, you see here, I'm copying this. Like I'll just take one more set of data. We have the data here, right? I want to, this is all formatted data. Okay. What? One second. I did not. Mm. Mm. Tables only. We call it each thing as table only. Okay, now I select this data. Okay, so if you see in this data, we have formats, you have bold, italic, okay, and then you have formula also. You want to do it in a quicker way, and I told you my way. Okay, Alt ES. Okay, I come here, I just do it Alt ES, and then I get all this option. If I don't want anything, I'll just press OK. If I want to transpose, I just click E, I transpose. Yeah, then Alt ES. I want only values. I click value. Alt ES. I want only but I want only comments. I click I want only format. Only format. You see, format also, it is only copying me the format. Green cell, green cell. They are not necessary what kind of data you want in that. So this is the most important thing what we use in Excel. Control X, Control V, and how you do it by pasting also. So I can do this with the help of Control X also. In Control X and Control C are same, but in Control X it will delete the data. Control X, I can do a paste special of format. Sorry, this did not work. Sometimes Alt, let me just copy it again. I'm doing Control X. I'm coming here, Alt EST. My something went wrong. Okay, it doesn't work with Control X, I guess. Yeah, paste special doesn't work with Control X. It will only work with Control X. Sorry, Control C. Okay. So this is all about the clipboard, what all options we have in clipboard. Now you would say that, you know what, Hemant, I can just copy, I can do format painter also. For format painter, you need to select and do. Here you can do it with a single, just functionality of using Alt and all those specials. Yeah. So this is all we can do. So with this clipboard thing, I will rest my today's class. I know I have given you a lot of information today. Uh, what I want you to do is, for now, I mean, we will have our exercise after we do conditional formatting. Okay. So now that you don't have any exercise to do it, I want you guys to go back home. You must be having an Excel sheet. If you don't have an Excel sheet, go online. You will get so many Excel sheets online. Try doing this. Try working on the clipboard thing. Try working on, yeah, you will get online basic. You can get an Excel dump. Okay. Try doing formatting. Try doing that functionality of Alt, ES, and different kind of things. And one more, I have a sheet, right? Okay, do this thing, numericals. You try to see how we are getting the data on the right side, left side. Go through the quick access toolbar. Try to add your own functions and see if you're able to do it or not. And then go through what is Excel sheets. Try using the format shortcuts, control caps lock, up, down, control shift. I want you to do all these things for today. You can go through this recording. Recording will be shared. Okay. So, and we did the clipboard part today. Tomorrow we will start with the font groups. Data types, I already gave you a gist of what data types is. That is only the data types. And then we can go with the other parts. This one, numericals, Excel. Okay. And then tomorrow we will discuss what is font, what is alignment, what is number, and we'll come till conditional formatting. We will try to do it till conditional formatting so that we will be completed with the first set of tasks. And then over the next week, Monday to Friday, you will have to go through the project. Okay. What?
So
I will try to get that. Even I was facing that problem. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes. Anyone in the online has questions?
no, I have one question.
Yes, please tell me.
So like below we have sheet 1.4.
Yes.
So if we have hundreds of sheets and if you would like to delete some 50 to 60 sheets, can we delete all the sheets?
I am unable to hear you. Your voice is cutting off. You
Hemant, can you hear me now clearly?
Yes, I can hear you. Tell me.
My question is like if we have some hundreds of sheets and if we
Okay.
like to delete around 50 to 60 sheets, so can we do at a time? Because single sheets we can right click and delete one sheet.
You can, yeah, you can use the shift functionality and select. So I'll just have 10, 15 sheets. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
You want to delete all the sheets, okay?
Okay.
And then you can delete it. 1 second.
Oh.
Okay.
How you did?
Yeah, you just click on this, click on delete.
How did you
Press.
select the sheets at a time?
Yeah, you can shift with the help of press shift on your laptop,
Okay.
then click on each sheet
Okay.
and then click on delete. All
Fine.
will get deleted. But in terms of deleting sheets, okay, so you understood the question, right? Here in the offline. So the question is, a person is asking, if there are multiple sheets, how can I delete together? So with the help of sheets, you can select all together, and yeah, that's what. And regarding deletion of sheets, once a sheet is deleted, you will not be able to restore it back. Okay, so make sure if it is only important to delete sheet, then only delete sheet. Okay, and always keep a habit of doing Control S to save your file, because sometimes we do major calculations and we tend to forget, and then suddenly if something crashes down, your Excel sheet will go on a toss and all your work will go in vain. So keep a habit of Control S again and again. Okay, so anyone in the online class have any questions?
No, MS.
Okay, thank you. So please go through whatever I discussed today. I will ask tomorrow to everyone. You should be able to answer with the formula. Okay, I mean the shortcut. Take some Excel dump data from Google. You will get so much of Excel dump data. Try playing around with that. I will also check with the administrator here to share you some sheets so that you can do analysis on that. All right. So I will end the meeting now. You all can log off. Thank you for joining the class today.
Thank you.